everybody looks at marketing as a burden. It's so much time. We have to spend time marketing. And I always say, if we look at it as this is a way for us to have relationships with customers. This is a way to have relationships with potential customers and be so helpful that they can't help but come closer to you.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Engati CX. And we have the pleasure of welcoming none other than Gina Schreck to our interview series. Let's begin with just a quick introduction to what Engati is. Engati is the world's leading multilingual no-code chatbot platform available across 14 channels with 30,000 bots created across 186 countries in every domain and use case. Engati has also been recognized as a top platform by Inc.com, TechWorld, CIO, and many others. We run the Engati blog, video channel, and the Engati CX podcast, receiving upwards of 300,000 visitors annually. And now for our amazing guest. Gina is the founder of Social KNX, a digital marketing and social media management agency, the fabulous new co-working space, and the Village Workspace. She has been ranked by LinkedIn as one of the top 24 B2B marketers to follow in 2019. Gina is a social media marketing speaker, blogger, and podcaster. She has run a successful marketing agency for 24 years, studied new tech trends, and incorporates it all into her businesses. So she understands how to use these tools to build the business. She shares the best practice, ideas, and practical information that people can apply immediately, and then she makes it fun along the way. Welcome, Gina. Welcome to Engati CX.
Thank you so much. That was a very nice intro.
Thank you. All right. So before we get the inside scoop from Gina herself, here's a quick announcement. We have something really special for all you audiences out there. So stick around till the end of the interview. All right, Gina, let's jump into the first question right away.
Great.
How has social media marketing changed with the current COVID crisis, and what new form of content should businesses focus on?
Yeah, it's been such an interesting time for people because I see so many brands just go silent during a crisis instead of asking themselves, what do my customers and my audience, what do they need right now? What do they need from me? And I think what I have seen is a more human approach working really well. So that means a little more personal, less automated approach, more live videos, more podcasting, where you're able to have conversations. That seems to be doing really well. And I think it will continue to do really well as people want to know, how can you help me? Not just, what are you selling? So I think that is what I've seen in this, the last 3-4 months doing extremely well.
Right. So I think, that's really interesting because now that we are also, actually seeing a lot of these podcasts coming up internationally, everywhere. And I think, the major reason behind why it's working so successfully is probably because people really need closure, right? In these times and ages. And, we are all closed inside these houses. We need that human connection, I think.
Right. And I think video does so well because we can see another person. Exactly. Everybody jumped on Zoom calls immediately. And, people who had been resisting, I don't want to do video calls. Suddenly they're doing video calls. And then people who are able to do, whether it's Facebook or LinkedIn lives or go live on Periscope on Twitter. And, those platforms are doing so well because of that human connection we're able to see and receive. And then I think if a brand can just be a little more personal and human and say, here are some challenges we're all going through. And
Exactly.
Here's what we're doing. That just resonates with people.
That's correct. That's wonderfully put, Gina. Moving on to the second question. So how important is social listening to you, and how can technology help with this?
I mean, this has been something I have preached for the last 12
Yeah.
started. Yeah. I've said you have to be more social, less media. And what that means is it's not just about broadcasting your content and then going away and doing your other work. It's about posting your content, but then going to other people's profiles, listening to what they're talking about, listening to what challenges they have. Do searches online, whether it's Twitter, whether it's LinkedIn, do searches and see what are people struggling with and talking about. And then on your social platforms, when you post content, listen to what people say and respond. Don't just throw content out and say, okay, I've done my job on social media. It's how do we listen? And we usually set up search columns for questions that people might be asking. So, I look at it and say somebody might be asking on social media, who has somebody who can help me, who can help me with my social media marketing? Or how do I be more effective with my social media marketing? So if I create those search queries in a search tool, so whether it's, we use Agora Pulse, there's also, there's so many tools that you can do, even setting up Google Alerts. What are some search tools that can help us listen and then go and engage in conversation?
That's correct. I think, that's the saddest part about social media these days is everybody just wants to be heard, right?
Right.
Everybody has a stories to say, but at the end of the day, it makes no sense if there's nobody to listen to your story, right?
Right.
Yep.
It's just like, how do we, again, it goes back to that, how can we be more human? How can we listen to people and then respond appropriately, even if it's not an opportunity to sell, but it's an opportunity to get to know someone? That is going to bring them closer to you than anything else.
That's correct. I absolutely agree with that. All right. So, Gina, what do you think about chatbots powered by artificial intelligence and how can they be an important part of digital marketing strategies?
I love chatbots. I love them because we can't be online 24/7. And even when we're available or online, we may not be paying attention to that at the moment. So I feel like a chatbot is so critical right now. However, going back to, this is going to be just the podcast called Human.
Yes.
What I see people doing wrong on chatbots is they name their chatbot, hi, this is Social Connect's chatbot. And leave your question and we'll get back to you. As a consumer, I know there's nobody there. What if instead of saying, hi, I'm Social Connect's chatbot, why not say, hi, I'm Gina. I'm here to help you and answer any question you have. And then in case we get disconnected, leave me your email and I'll get that information back. Like all of a sudden the consumer's like, I wonder if that's really someone there. Now that also gives me time, if I'm on the business side, to let that person put their email address in. I now am notified that there's somebody on our website or wherever I have my chatbot, and I can respond with a human answer. I think we can look at how do we make a chatbot work for us, and then if it's after hours, we can say, hey, it's Gina. Right now we're away from our desk, but if you can leave me your email and the question you have, I'm going to get that taken care of right away. But again, it's a person speaking in a conversational tone. So many brands put messages that just sound like no one's going to see this.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, it's like you guys have this amazing tool, but then people have to know, how do I add the human element to that so that it works better, Yeah,
and that's exactly what we're trying to do at Engati also, right? So with smart chatbots, with technologies like NLP and AI, what we are trying to do is make it more human. See, at the end of the day, right? Me as a consumer, I'm a human being at the end of the day.
Exactly.
I don't want a robot to be nosy in my face and saying, hey, maybe I didn't understand that. Yeah, I mean, that's how it is. And that completely makes sense. And that's exactly what we try to do at Engati.
And again, it's about trust. And if you can build trust with the consumer, and trust is built through, okay, there's a person there who's being honest. If you're not available because it's nighttime hours and nobody's there, then say that. Say, right now our office is closed, but at 8 a.m, I'm going to be sure to get right back to you and then have follow up. It's just looking at how you're using these tools to help your business. But a lot of times I think we set a chatbot and then we walk away thinking, okay, it's done. But how can we make that work?
But at the same time, consumers these days with amazing customer experiences, like something like an Amazon, people have become very impatient, right? They want what they want at the same time. So exactly why we kind of integrate features like, a live chat. Maybe if the bot doesn't answer your question, you can actually connect it with a human, associate who can help you with that. So these are certain things.
We were discussing this yesterday here in our office, saying, how many of you use live chats? When you see them available on a website, every single person, regardless of age. I'm over 50 and I love live chat. If I see a live chat, I'm going to do that versus call. Everyone in our office from 24 years old to 55 years old, we all agreed we love using live chat because it's efficient. I'm not on hold. I can get my answers. If they have to get back to me in an hour or 4 hours, it's gonna say that. And I feel like, okay, good, I'll get my answer and I don't have to waste time waiting on hold somewhere. So I love live chats.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
All right. So how is, let's say, tech automation and conversational AI going to change the way businesses function in the future? And how will it help with something like personalization as we are talking?
I think, like we're saying, it allows technology, when used correctly, can allow us to be more responsive, to get back to people faster. Nobody wants to wait. Nobody wants to waste time. So to me, if we use technology correctly, and that's the key, the technology is there and it's amazing. But unfortunately, so many people don't use it correctly. But if you use it correctly, you can really create a better user experience. And it's all about looking at every touch point in our business and saying, how can we delight a consumer right here? Nobody wants to be on hold. Everybody hates the horrible hold music when you call a customer service place. It is horrible. And I look at that, there's a touch point right there that is waiting to be, disrupted, and people are putting up with that. But if I go into a chatbot, how do I make that a great user experience? And so I think the future is that people will start learning how to use the technology that's here in a way that creates a great customer experience. And I just think you can't just set it and forget it. You have to have many people go in and use it and say, how can we create even a better customer experience right here? When a customer comes to our website, what's the best experience they can have? And even the language we put into our technology, sometimes we put very boring language, and yet we might have a fun brand, but then the language we put in there is, so boring. So I tell
Jargons.
people, look at the way that we write the content that goes into our chatbots and our voicemail messages. If your brand is very professional, make sure that it matches that. If your brand has a little fun element to it, make sure that it matches that. And that will use technology to create a delighted customer.
So, Gina, what I got after the entire answer that you gave me, it's like the key is to keep the customer in center and revolve the technology around the customer. That's the most important thing.
It is. And yet, without the technology, it's hard to delight that customer because we don't have the resources without the technology. So the technology is there. We have to make sure that that technology is there to delight the customer, not that the technology is there to make my job easier. I think that's the differentiator. If it's all about making my job easy and having less employees, you're going to fail. If you're using the technology to delight the customer, you're going to set it up correct.
100%. I totally agree with that. Gina, this has been a wonderful, wonderful interview. I just have one question left. Any other thought, idea that you would like to leave our users with today?
Just don't forget. I mean, everybody looks at marketing as a burden. It's so much time. We have to spend time marketing. And I always say, if we look at it as this is a way for us to have relationships with customers. This is a way to have relationships with potential customers and be so helpful that they can't help but come closer to you. So look at your marketing different and look at ways that you can really pull people into a better relationship with your brand instead of I have to check these boxes and get it done.
Exactly. And that is, I couldn't agree more with that because, like I say, like we always say, a lot of these top businessmen always believe that business at the end of the day is just human, right? It's a human activity. So you got to make it human. And,
And if you're just looking at technology and revenue and forgetting about the human, then your technology is going to fail you.
Exactly. Yep. Thank you so much, Gina, for giving us your time. Your insights were really wonderful. Yep. And I'm pretty sure the audience is going to enjoy this interview.
Thank you for inviting me. It was a wonderful conversation.
The pleasure was ours. Also, for the users and all the viewers, like I promised before, if you're stuck around for this long, we're so excited to announce that our ebook, The Evolution of Customer Experience, is out and available to download completely for free. So you can check the link in the description and get the ebook from there. We'll be back with a new episode with a brand new expert soon. So stay tuned and we'll see you around for the next one. Thank you, Gina. Thank you so much.
Thank you. You guys have a wonderful day.